Racing. A sport that separates the men from the boys. Too dangerous for women. But why? Why aren't there any female racers out there? Are they not interested? Or do they believe they won't be good? Either way, I'd love to see women standing on the podium, instead of only looking at men.
The thought that someone would degrade you by viewing you simply as a piece of meat disgusts me. You hear that? It disgusts me!
Meet Michele Mouton.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Michele Mouton was born in Grasse, France, in the 1950s. At 14, she was already behind the wheel of a car. She was introduced to the world of rallying in 1973, but as a co-driver. Her dad was the one who encouraged her to pursue a career as a driver. This was the 70s. It wasn't commonplace to see a female race driver. Being competitive wouldn't be the only hurdle facing her through her journey. The World Rally Championships was considered to be a male-dominated sport. Too dangerous and aggressive for any woman. Michele Mouton was liked and praised by the elders of motor racing, like former Formula One driver, Niki Lauda. Driving for Fiat had placed Michele in the public eye. You'd imagine that as a young attractive woman, she wouldn't be taken seriously. Not for Audi. They noticed her talent. In 1980, Michele Mouton was approached by Audi, signing her for the World Rally Championship for the 81 season. They may have been female drivers before Michele, but none of them were competitive enough to threaten or bruise the egos of the top dogs. As it was expected, Michele was not getting the respect from her fellow competitors. It was clear that she had made an impression, because when asking her competitors, who were male, most said the same thing. They refused to be beaten by a woman. It was clear Michele Mouton never got that memo. Gagging her critics by winning her first race in 1981. The 1982 season Michele had something to prove. Michele had a bad start to her season, sustaining slight injuries after crashing her Audi in the Monte Carlo rally. The Swedish rally was another unfortunate crash, but into a slow runner, but she managed to finish in 5th place. In Portugal, everything came together for Michele, taking 1st place. In France, Michele's Audi was not performing well. She was off the pace of the top runners, managing to finish in 7th place. In Greece, Michele took that win, making her the only rally driver to win 2 races at the time. And just to prove that her wins had nothing to do with luck, she takes the podium in Brazil. Retiring in Finland, she was back on pace in San Remo, taking 2nd place. The Côte d'Ivoire rally that year was most probably the hardest race for Michele. Before she was to start her race, she received news that her father, who had been suffering from cancer, had sadly passed away. His wish was for Michele to keep going, not to quit. That day, she drove for her dad, ending the day minutes ahead of her nearest rival. Unfortunately, Michele rolls her Audi, forcing her out of the race. In Britain, Michele was back on pace, clenching 2nd place. Even though Michele had missed out on the championship that year, by coming in 2nd, it was enough to secure Audi their first manufacturer's title. Michele stayed behind the wheel of a race car till 1986, when she retired from championship rally. So why haven't there been more female race drivers? With legends like Michele Mouton, the race tracks should be filled with female drivers. Hope you enjoyed the sideline. Cheers.
Game over.